What is up, guys? Welcome on back to Matt DIY. If you're joining me today, we're actually going to go ahead and start working on the 2018 Ford Fiesta and see if we can go ahead and get this front end torn apart and just get started on it. So I'm real excited about that. Before we get started though, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that down below. I'd really appreciate it. Turn on those notifications so you know when I upload a video. And guys, I also got a new microphone that I'm testing out in this video, so we'll see if the audio quality is any better. It might allow me to talk a little bit further from the camera, provide a cool perspective. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and jump in and do a little bit of a time lapse here and see if we can go ahead and tear this front end apart. Alrighty, guys, so got that bumper off, which was actually pretty simple, and I kind of like the design. It actually just bolts into the side of the fender, and they give you access from each side to get it out. I just used a quarter-inch socket wrench with a swivel on it. I was able to get the 3 bolts out on each side, and it comes off. And I like that because it secures it nicely. You can see there where it secures it nicely under the fender, and then it doesn't like just clip in and fall off like a lot of cars do. So I really like that. I also really like that, and I'm seeing this on newer cars, where they have this entire front crash bar slash frame piece is actually bolted on. So if you have a front end collision, you can actually pop that off and replace this whole front end piece right here and be on your way. Luckily, the hit that I had here didn't even mess with that. It did push in this bar a little bit, which is there's 2 sensors with the airbag sensors on them. Just went ahead and stretched that out, pulled that out, put it back into place, just lined it up with where it is on that side, and we got that taken care of there. So this looks pretty good. The condenser and radiator are okay too, so I don't think I need to replace those. The condenser is a little bit bent. I'll try and, unbend it and put it back to where it's supposed to be, but don't think we need to replace it. It seems to be pretty good. It's still holding pressure and everything like that. As well as the radiator, no leaks or anything there. I do have a busted radiator fan though, so I'm about to pull that off. And we've got a new one of those on the way as well. And which will be interesting with this upper radiator hose. I might have to pop that off to get the fan out. Not sure yet, but we're going to pull the fan. And then I also looked out that the plastic air deflectors are okay. I did order an upper one because the upper one is busted. So we're going to get a new one of those. And then this is the entire rad support, which is busted as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get that rad support out of there. So we're just going to keep going. Probably get the rad support, air box, radiator fan out, and maybe the intake. We'll see. I'd like to keep that on maybe until the new intake comes, just so I can still move the car around, and that way I know how the new one goes on, just like the old one came off real easy. So I think we'll go ahead and tackle the rad support, air box, and the radiator fan, and then go from there. Alrighty guys, so I think for the purpose of this video, I'm probably going to stop right there. So I got the air box out, and I actually got the radiator freed up a little more here. I'm not going to take the rad support out just yet. I figure I'll wait till I get the new one, that way I can match it up and bolt it in exactly like the factory one is now, and just keep the bolts where they are so I know where they go back. And that's nice and easy. All the plastics in here are good, so it's just a matter of disconnecting it from the rad support, putting a new one in. And I am missing one boot for the radiator to sit on, so I'm going to have to get one of those. Other than that, though, the condenser, I was able to actually straighten it up a little bit, so it looks a little better. It was, it's dented a little bit here, not too bad. Most of it, the rest of it is fine, and it's not leaking anything. Like I said, the AC works fine. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and run with the factory one, because that, every day is going to be better than some aftermarket. So I think we're just going to go ahead and use what we got here for a radiator condenser. It didn't even lose any coolant, as you see there. It's still got the factory coolant. So I'm going to run with that. We pulled out this metal piece here just by literally yanking on it. So we got that back to normal. And yeah, guys, this is a nice, pretty easy repair. The hardest part of this, honestly, was finding parts. This being a relatively new vehicle, and trying to find parts for it was a little bit tough, but we got them on order. They're coming in, and we're going to get this thing put together. Same thing with the intake there. I know I mentioned about taking it off, but I'm going to leave that on until the next one, or the new one comes in. Same reason. I'm going to pop that off, put the new one back on. That way I don't mess anything up, and I know where all the bolts and stuff like that goes. I was able to find a nice used one that I think will work great, and I'll use my new throttle module on there, which would be perfect. And we should be pretty good to go getting this thing back together. So for this video, we got the bumper torn off, all the broken plastics off, we got the radiator fan off, and now it's just a matter of waiting for some parts to get back in here and start replacing airbox, intake, and then the rad support, all the plastics, and then the front bumper, and she is coming right together. Alrighty, folks, thanks for watching. We're getting that 2018 Fiesta is coming right along. We got the bumper ripped off, like I said. Things are going smoothly. Pretty easy fix, but definitely a fun one. I'm having a blast doing it and putting this back together because we can't total this car over a deer, guys. We got to get this thing put back together. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it down below. I'd really appreciate it, and it really helps the channel. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the 2018 Ford Fiesta and the rebuild process here. And without further ado, guys, always make sure you get out there, do it yourself.